Right, welcome back. Last time, I think we formed Germany. That might have been the time before that. I don't quite remember. But I do know this. This is going to be the last session from this campaign. For the most part, I want to see how I look like once Bayern München is integrated into the country. I want to see how the name stretches and all that. Oh, there's one other thing we did last time. Went ahead and did one final bit of military organization reform to bureaucratic administration. That's pretty much it, internally. Honestly, at this point, I'm just going to let the game run until Bayern München is annexed. See how it looks like, and then just play, you know, the good old timeline to see how things have changed over time. Yeah, that's probably a good point to stop. There's really not much else I can do. Perhaps a massive war, but I really am not particularly interested in massive wars. There really isn't a need for that. Can't spend it anyway. Right, state. 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 I think that's all of them. Nope. Missing Hesse. I wonder if that removed all the unrest. I better put separatism. Yep. Okay, so as long as I've cored it, the separatism disappears. Like it was nothing. Let me promote all the cultures I can. So, Hessian, Bavarian, Rhine-Alemannic. Not High Alemannic, I don't have the... I have one province of that, same with Austrian. And it certainly isn't enough. Plus, I only have one more accepted culture slot, so... I mean, unless I want to get rid of Bohemian, or... Norse. Possibly Dutch, not Dutch. Danish. But yeah, for the finisher, let's take a look. Yeah, I definitely have low Saxon culture starting to spread around. The culture, especially over here in the Ländische provinces, which I've known for a while, so that makes sense. Plus, they're also very close in culture, so since the same culture group, so conversion rate is probably somewhat high. Some provinces are faster than the others. I'm not entirely certain why. It seems the ones that are coastal have it a lot quicker. Actually, wasn't this Windish in the past as well? Barely any conversion time. Cultural conversion is slow but steady in MNT, so long as you manage to hold the province for a while. This province is pretty close as well. What about the Danish provinces? I think it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot slower. I've not actually managed to convert any Danish provinces outside of possibly Norra Schleswig. That might have converted to Dutch in the past. It might have been Dutch in the past, but now it's all Saxon. This used to be Frisian. I know that, but it no longer is. It may have also converted to Danish as well, and then disappeared. with time. Berwald is now Windish as well. He used to be Polish, as was Mazurn, but it's become... was Mazurn Prussian? Is it Tuchel? One of these two ended up becoming Polish as well, I think. I'm not actually certain on that one. Bornholm is special. It has a bit of conversion, but not enough to do anything, and these provinces are just too far away to convert. It has to be either adjacent or adjacent via C-zone. So, same rules as fabricating claims, under normal circumstances, of course. Interesting. This one used to be Silesian, but turned Bohemian. Probably convenience and whatnot. Slovak cultures are also dying out because the Hungarians have been doing their thing. They also removed their sibling culture as well off the map, so now they're the only culture of the culture group. Let's check on the revolution now. Yeah, it's spreading. Slowly, I wish it would spread faster. I'm pretty much the last country that can be definitely considered European. Get it in all of my provinces, other than some one province liners like Polotsk, Biaskan, Gorizia. Oh well. I was hoping to be able to turn revolutionary. It would honestly be a good country for that. Thematic country. But it just didn't happen. Rank 6. Although this rating should be higher, it wouldn't change anything. Because revolutionary Portugal just has so much dev from colonies. Specifically Africa is probably a huge amount. And on Portuguese Mexico, which has... Well, they're the only ones that have managed to conquer native territory inside Mesoamerica. And the Mayans, oh jeez, look at the Devacampe. Largest city on the continent, yeah, easily. Dominant center of production. Look how much naval material it provides. There's 1,500 units of industry here. The only thing missing is the forestries. The agricultural sector is massive. Well, okay, it's pretty big, actually. The mining industry is just utterly massive, though. What's being mined here? Salt. Salt. Of course. Salt is pretty expensive, after all. Though not here. It's overproduced to such a massive degree, but it could be sold elsewhere for such little money. Of course, more Portuguese Mexico is also agitating for independence. I would have expected more countries to become independent. The Antilles have managed to make themselves independent, but none of the other colonies. Although, to be honest, that is pretty normal for how things usually go. Which is, well, annoying, but it's par for the field. Persia never formed. India, well, it's doing its usual. China fell apart once. After that initial civil war. It was unified by Ming for a while until it fell apart. Now Great Shu is the Chinese Empire. Mongol Empire formed, collapsed in on itself pretty rapidly. In small part thanks to me, but only in small part. Really the big finisher was the Ottomans. Also turned revolutionary. Spain was the first one to go, though. And then Portugal and France flipped. France themselves went ahead and flipped back and then flipped again, so... Revolving door revolution. Yeah. Indonesia's... Well... Yeah. And, well, I've already mentioned Africa with how Portugal's basically been eating it to bits. Well, I wonder what I'm going to do for the next campaign here. Although, as usual, I do plan on doing a intermediary thing in between. It'd be nice to see what I could do with this world again. See what I could break. Turn to an ahistorical juggernaut, like I just did with Dithmarschen. Though part of the trick is I managed to take advantage of the fact that the HRE has, well, you can have migration between vassal countries, so a subject can get population from its overlord. That's actually entirely possible with China, so if you're a tributary state, you can actually get a lot of population from China, as long as you provide the economic opportunity to do so. Of course, you can also lose a lot of population. But with the HRE, it's special. HRE members can actually share migration and whatnot. So that was the only way I could turn a 15k population country into the juggernaut it eventually became. So, to finish off, let's watch the history timeline. That little green dot is me. It took over a century for me to grab my first provinces. Before then, I was focusing on internal reforms, economy, etc. And then I actually managed to win against Denmark-Norway. First time was lucky, second time was excellent. Just went excellently. One-on-one fight, that just went perfectly. Yeah, I also vassalized Pomerania, an old rival. And started eating my way across the world. In fact, I probably should slow down now. That's when I started expanding aggressively, in tune with aggressive expansion, rather than when the opportunity presented itself. Because I no longer needed to really wait for any opportunities. Yeah, the last century certainly was the most dramatic in map changes for that reason. So continued to conquer new countries, vassalize them inside the HRE. Württemberg turned into Swabia right at the last minute, basically. And then I finished with eating up every little bit. Okay, that Revolutionary Aragon one right there. No, not Revolutionary Aragon. That Castilian Aragon, that's a bug. I'm not sure why that's still there, but yeah. Perhaps a zoom out? Or to see the entire world. Why not? Well, most of the world. There's bits of South Africa and Siberia that I can't really see, but should be interesting nonetheless. Yeah, the Golden Horde. The Golden Horde. Keep an eye on that one too. There we go, Mongol Empire. Yeah, they quickly fall apart soon after they turn into the Mongol Empire. It's almost pitiful. And definitely somewhat anticlimactic. Especially when they first seem to grab it and then they fall apart again. And, yeah. Castilian Aragon. Yeah. I'm not sure why that's bugging. It really should be revolutionary Spain. Oh well. Wait, why does China own this bit? Okay, moving on. Oh wow. I have gone on for long enough. I'll see you in the next campaign, which may or may not have a drawing session, depends on what I pick, because I can easily use one of my old thumbnails for one of the options. I have done it in the past too, I think. Have I? No, it's just been an idea that's knocking around my head for a year, because it would be really fast to record and convenient, if I would need to do so. Oh well, whatever the next campaign will be, either next time we'll have a drawing time lapse, or the first episode of, well, we'll probably end up being a short series, because M&T, nothing beats that for sheer length of time required to do a campaign. Anyway, I'll see you again next time. Until then.